we're ready now. Okay, so I would like to welcome you guys. Okay, I would like to welcome everybody to the State of Ivy. This is an important meeting for you as parents. We're going to give you some updates about things that are going on in the schools, some things that we have kind of in the pipeline, and then we'll answer some questions. And it's also good because you can pick up your re-enrollment packets this evening. So if you weren't able to pick them up before the presentation, please make sure that you pick it up after the presentation. That is the way that you ensure that your child is enrolled for the next school year. And so you want to make sure that you grab those before you leave. So we are very excited tonight. We're going to give you, first Dr. Miles and I are going to give you a presentation about some of the basic information about the school to make sure that you're in the know, some updates, some things that we need your support with, and then we'll have an address by our executive director, Ms. Nina Gilbert. And then after that, we're going to split into the two schools so that we can ask questions, give you some more school pertinent information by school. So the girls' school will be to my right, and the boys' school will be to my left. If you're not on the appropriate side right now, it's okay. We'll swap in a little bit. So we are going to get our event started. And the microphone is a little bit taller than I am, so I'm going to work through that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So obviously the first thing we always start with is why we're here. And so the reason why we're here is our mission. And I'm sure all of you have seen this mission before, but I would love it if a parent would stand up and read that mission for all of us. Volunteer, thank you, ma'am.
The mission is within a structured and supportive environment. Ivy Prep develops middle and high school students into thoroughly equipped scholars who are prepared to enter and succeed in the colleges and universities of their choice.
Awesome. Can we give her a hand? Very good. I saw the students who knew that. We give a hand, we give 2 claps. So let's see if everybody can do it. Can we give her a hand? Awesome. Thank you, ma'am. And that mission is important to us because it is really why we're here. We want to make sure that our students are successful, not only to get into the college that they want to, but be successful while they're there. So that is why we include that in our mission. So the next thing we're going to talk about is just some basic demographic information. So for the girls' school, we currently have 280 students in grades K to 7. Our free and reduced lunch population is right at 79%. And the average number of meals served a day between breakfast and lunch is right around 285.
We're going to give you similar demographic information. We have approximately 264 students now. Our free and reduced lunch has increased from last year. We're at 84% now. And we serve approximately 275 meals daily. Now I'm going to talk to you about the strategic planning. What we've embarked upon this journey this year, we've had a lot of things happen with both schools, and so I'm going to kind of sum up some of the highlights of that planning. Both schools are working towards becoming school-wide Title I schools. Right now we're targeting assistant schools, and we are in the process where we have to involve all stakeholders to be a part of this planning process that we're doing within our school. And we need assistance from all of you. So both schools are involved in the school-wide planning process that moves us from targeted assistant to school-wide Title I. Now, what is important about that? Targeted assistant means that those students that have been identified based on 3 academic criteria will be the students that can have benefits of the Title I money as a targeted assistant school. When you are a school-wide school, the Title I money is applicable for all students that come to the institution. So the reason that we're pushing so diligently to become school-wide is because, for example, we don't want to buy computer technology and have to set it up in our lab and say only the targeted assistant students can use it. We want to be school-wide so all students can take advantage of the opportunities. We also want to create a long-term plan for facilities, academics, and high school. It's very, very important that we create that strategic plan, the 5-year plan that we began talking about in the beginning of the year. And right now we're planning on the one plan that will evolve into the 5-year strategic plan. And you will be a part of that process.
The next slide I'm super excited about. As many of you know, last starting around last October, we went up for our new charter so that we could get a 5-year charter for both schools, and we were successful in that. So just this month, we were approved by the Georgia Department of Education to have a 5-year charter, so that charter takes us through 2018. So we are excited about that. And so the next part is the academic goals. And so when you receive a charter from the Department of Ed, what they do is they set out goals for your school. And so what we've done is we put up some of these goals so you as parents understand what we're held accountable for with the Department of Ed. And there are some other goals, but for this presentation, we just put in the ones that were relevant to us now. But for example, since our charter will include high school years, there are some goals around high school graduation rates, end of course exams, and things like that. So as you're here, each year we'll be giving you those goals so you'll know what we're reaching for. So there are, the first one is that both schools will meet or exceed the local district and state goals for CRCT and EOCT exams. And EOCT are end of course exams that are given starting in high school. So that's one of our goals. The second is that each year the school's percentage of students who meet or exceed the standards on the CRCT will be at least 5% higher. So that the first goal just says it should be higher, but then the second goal kind of quantifies that it should be at least 5% higher than the CAB, which is considered to be our district, and then the state averages. And then the next goal talks about the baseline average. So the first year of our charter for this new charter will be next year, and that will be considered our baseline goal. So after next year, each year, the average of students who exceeds, which speaks specifically to students who are accelerated, should increase by 5%.
Our next goal is about the percentages of students who met or exceeded annual growth goal, and the national percentile value on the ITVS will increase by 4% each year. Of course, you know we took the ITVS in November, and so we have to be held to that accountability standard that we increase in that percentage score each year. 85% of the students will score meets or exceeds on the grade 8 writing assessment, and 85% of the students will score meets or exceeds on the grade 5 writing assessment. Okay? On an annual survey tool, 85% of our parents will rate the school as meeting or exceeding expectations in preparing their students for college. And at the end of 8th grade year, 90% of the students will complete a state-defined individual graduation plan, and all staff members will receive at least 3 PLU units yearly to assure their continued educational improvement.
So there are also goals in the charter. So you can see there are goals around the academics performance of our students. There are also goals around the continued education of our teachers. And then there are even some goals around attendance. And this is important because this is where we need you as parents to help us out. So the state sets a number of 15 or more absences. And so our goal is that no more than 10% of students will have 15 or more absences from the school, and that we will improve that percentage by 2 percentage points each year. So for example, if next year our goal is if we get 8% of students that have 15% or more, 15 days or more absent, then the following year that percentage should go to 6%. And then the year after that it should go to 4%, until eventually we have no students who are more than 15 days absent or truant. And parent